Cryptocurrencies have been threatened at one point or another by nearly every country on the planet. Rarely does a government venture beyond rhetoric. Those resorting to crackdowns are often met with greater public appetite for decentralized virtual money, making all that initial fuss an exercise in futility. Be they communist strongholds or liberal democracies, Bitcoin cannot be stopped. In response to a recent Republic of Korea, ROC, bureaucrat statement, causing mainstream media to roar about a ban on Bitcoin, the South Korean street riled to virtual barricades. The pressure grew so intense, agencies within the same government began contradicting one another, ending with an official presidential announcement no ban was forthcoming. Sensing a political market opening, normally reticent ROC politicians jumped on the bandwagon to defend cryptocurrency legitimacy. The above is something like a rare historical scientific control with regard to just why Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies cannot be banned. For our purposes, ROC's geographical juxtaposition and its post-war politics fit comfortably beside its northern neighbor, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, North Korea. Obviously, DPRK has a ban on Bitcoin, de facto. Yet cryptocurrencies are still an issue for the country, something it must address, a problem some reports have as the regime tacitly embracing, and likely as a way around sanctions. Arguably the most closed country in the world is being confronted by a new monetary reality, which illustrates Bitcoin's inherent power under the most extreme of circumstances. Pronouncement after pronouncement, rule changes, fines, bank harassment, appeals for international cooperation, taxes, emergency measures. The liberal democracy of ROC has been very busy. The side-by-side control of having a hermit kingdom and republican democracy both grapple with Bitcoin yields insight into what sort of prohibition is possible and what is even meant by the word banned. Bitcoin cannot be banned in the ultimate sense, as it resembles the character of pushing on a sturdy balloon. Israel, for example, has effectively prevented crypto stocks from being listed on its indices and aided the practice of its banks not allowing Bitcoin business accounts. Yet its prime minister has made positive comments, and still another regulator has advocated making Israel a welcoming environment for Bitcoin. The Israeli street is passionate about cryptocurrency and its potential, and, like South Korea, has the electoral ability to influence outcomes should regulators overplay their hand. Charles Hugh Smith argued crypto prohibition won't happen due to the influence of wealthy investors using it as a store of value unable to be monkeyed with by politicians. His point at once affirms and jettisons the democratic thesis, as it all comes down to levers of power. The same way assets such as housing are owned and closely guarded, Mr. Smith postulates, Bitcoin will be protected even more. Wealthy holders have gone to great lengths already to keep the currency away from governments. For South American countries such as Brazil, Bolivia, and Ecuador, the challenges are both political and economic when it comes to prohibition. However, even where economic expression is limited and politics are a crazy mix of bureaus and committees, crypto has found a way through. Its popularity grows in Latin America. The remaining half, from China to Nepal, have almost no tradition of what anyone would ever call democracy, though in some cases governments have pulled back and allowed their populace more expression in personal economic matters. That too is debatable. For odious governments such as Nepal, cracks are appearing. Smartphone adoption continues apace, as does internet access generally. Add to those its young population, some 40% under 20 years, and there's a recipe for crypto. Prohibition, in the sense Mr. Smith might be thinking, almost always only impacts those without the means to subvert laws. Governments can shut down websites, they can arrest exchange owners, they can make onboarding hell, they can tax it as capital gains. Governments cannot stop an idea whose time has come. Do you think Bitcoin can be banned? Let us know in the comments section below. Not up to date on the news? Listen to This Week in Bitcoin, a podcast updated each Friday.